Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Grady Tech and this is the camera comparison between the Pixel 2 and the LG V30 Plus. The same camera comparison even applies to the LG V30 and the Pixel 2 XL as they both have the same sensors as the V30 Plus and the Pixel 2. Now with that said, let's look at the specs. On the rear, Pixel 2 comes with a single 12 megapixel camera with f1.8 aperture, dual pixel face detection autofocus, optical image stabilization, laser assisted focus and dual LED flash. LG V30 Plus comes with a dual camera setup with a 16 megapixel primary camera with f1.6 aperture, 3-axis optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization. Following that is a 13 megapixel secondary camera with f1.9 aperture with wide angle lens, laser assisted focus and a single LED flash. On the front, Pixel 2 comes with an 8 megapixel camera with f2.4 aperture and LG V30 Plus comes with a 5 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. This is a camera interface of Pixel and it looks pretty simple. We just have very limited modes like portrait mode, panorama, photosphere, slow motion, and recently it has got AR stickers, but it is missing a manual mode for taking pictures and video recording. This is how the camera interface looks on LG V30 Plus and it offers a lot of modes including Cine Effect mode, manual mode for pictures and video recording, along with all the modes Pixel offer except for the portrait mode. These are some sample shots taken in daylight and well-lit conditions with the primary camera on LG V30 Plus. All these images are taken with HDR on LG and Pixel uses HDR Plus by default. I have also added some wide-angle images taken with HDR on which will follow the regular images. Now with HDR on, colors look saturated on LG and they look natural on Pixel. I personally like saturated colors, so for me they look better or more pleasing. Dynamic range is better on Pixel. You can see the sky for that. It's completely blown out on LG in some images. LG overexposes the images. Sometimes it looks good, but sometimes it looks blown out. Capturing speeds are good on both the phones. Now these images are taken with Auto HDR on V30 Plus. Almost all the images on V30 Plus look blown out because of overexposure, and Pixel does a good job at managing exposure. Although most of the images are taken with HDR on LG, dynamic range looks better on Pixel 2. Even the images look more cleaner on Pixel. Now these are some macro shots. While taking macro shots, focusing speeds were good on both the phones, but comparatively, I found it to be more responsive or accurate on Pixel. With that said, tap to focus works very fast on LG. Sharpness is good on both the phones, in fact it's good enough to see the spider webs. Because of the f1.6 aperture, you get better bokeh effect on LG. In daylight and well-lit conditions, both the phones do a great job. With Pixel, you get accurate colors with better dynamic range and exposure control. And with LG, you get bright images with saturated colors. Winner of this round will be based on your preference. In good lighting conditions, I like the images from V30 Plus because of the saturated colors. Now coming to additional features, Pixel 2 offers portrait mode and LG V30 Plus doesn't. Here are some sample shots and you can see how images from V30 Plus looks without the blur effect. I don't know why, but images from Pixel 2 look kinda faded. Usually they are cleaner. Anyway, just look at the difference in colors, skin tones and background blur effect. If you want portrait mode, then Pixel is the only choice. Just like Pixel has portrait mode, LG has a super wide angle secondary camera. By the way, switching between the primary camera and the secondary camera is decently fast. Here are the sample shots. Regular pictures are followed by the wide angle pictures. Just like the primary camera, you get overexposed images with slightly saturated colors with the wide-angle camera, and it really feels awesome to take those wide-angle shots. It's always surprising to see how wide the secondary camera is. Now coming to selfies, LG has wide-angle lens for the front-facing camera, so you get wider selfies. LG even gives us the option to take a normal selfie and a wide-angle selfie, but I took all the selfies in the wide-angle mode. And with Pixel, images are a bit more wider. This is the camera interface and the shutter button on LG is very low, and it's really hard to take selfies. Thankfully we have some shortcuts like saying cheese or using the palm gesture. Now these are some sample pictures. LG once again overexposes the images, so colors look faded and it tries to make the color balance neutral. With Pixel 2, you get what you see. Even the colors are good. All these images were taken in the evening, so color temperature is also correct. Wide-angle cameras are a huge advantage for selfies, but so is color reproduction and exposure control. So for selfies, I always prefer the Pixel. In low light, both the phones use the display as flash. With Pixel, we have auto flash, and on LG, we have to manually turn it on when required. So all these images are taken with flash turned on LG. In low light conditions, selfies from Pixel look better, cleaner, with good color reproduction. On LG, they look bright, overexposed, and colors look washed out. But there are times when it looks better than Pixel, but that's very rare. In indoor conditions, once again selfies from Pixel look better and sharper, and images from LG look soft. Even the skin tones look a lot better on Pixel 2. These are the portrait shots from the Pixel 2 and the regular selfies from LG V30 Plus. You can check out the difference in skin tones, color reproduction, and the background blur effect. Now these are some images taken in very low light conditions. When we use the flash, sometimes images look better on LG, but most of the time, once again images from Pixel look better. Even in indoor lighting conditions, we get brighter and cleaner images from Pixel. Now for video recording, both the phones can shoot in 4K. Both have optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization. Here's the footage from the primary camera of LG and the Pixel 2 shot in 1080p. Stabilization is good on both the phones. This video was shot early in the morning, so color balance was more accurate on Pixel, and on LG it looks neutral. There was a lot of exposure shift on Pixel 2, and LG does a good job with managing exposure shift. So for video recording, I would prefer the LG V30 Plus. Now this is a footage shot with the wide angle camera on V30 Plus in comparison with the Pixel 2. This is the footage from the front cameras of both the phones. LG V30 Plus crops the sensor to provide electronic image stabilization, and Pixel doesn't. So you get a wide angle footage on Pixel 2 and a cropped stable footage on LG V30 Plus. LG V30 Plus also offers a manual video recording mode, along with the option to record HD audio and record video in LG CineLog format to color grade the footage later. LG also offers 15 different grading presets to add a cinematic look. These are some sample shots. So for video recording, LG V30 Plus is definitely the winner. So guys, the conclusion is pretty simple. Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL are definitely better than the LG V30 and the V30 Plus in terms of camera performance. But the answer isn't that simple either. If you want a phone that takes best images in auto mode, like fire and forget style, Pixel 2 or the Pixel 2 XL will be better for you. If you are a photography enthusiast, you need a lot of camera features, manual mode for photo and video recording, then LG V30 or the V30 Plus will be a better choice for you. So guys, looking at these pictures, which phone do you think did better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you are planning to buy either of these phones, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.